You're about to enter the Atomic Voodoo Lounge, New Stanton's one and only surreal dive bar, bringing you beauty and magic and terahertz tragic. I'm Maxwell Vegas, writer, poet, musician, and author of the soon-to-be-published novel, New Stanton. Descend with me into the static buzz of late-night radio, where words and music swirl through neon dreams and drift like cigarette smoke out over dried-up prehistoric seas. Welcome to the Atomic Voodoo Lounge Podcast, your place for a taste of the strange in liminal, noir, surreal, speculative, poetry, fiction, and music. So take your place at the bar, relax, order a drink, enjoy the show. I'm Maxwell Vegas, and tonight we'll have music from Urban Surf Kings, the Akulas. We'll also have the AVL's Cocktail of the Evening, another episode of the Neon Mirages Back Alley Noir, written by Wade, curator of the DVD Vault. This one's all about the classic noir detour. New Stanton Noir 6, Poolside Noir, Southern Gothic Fiction by Zoe Falk, and more. Now, what are you drinking? Did you ever know you were in trouble but just kept on going anyway? How about taking a little detour with the Wrong Turn Highball, the AVL's Cocktail of the Evening? Recreate those classic moments when you realize you can't go back and the map is wrong and the night is oh so very long. Here's what you'll need to make this cocktail: 1.5 ounces of rye whiskey, 1/2 ounce coffee liqueur. This gives it that bad diner coffee energy. 1/2 ounce grapefruit juice, it's sharper than lemon, more bite, more trouble. 1/4 ounce simple syrup, 1 dash Angostura bitters, and you're going to need a little bit of ginger ale to top it off with. It gives it that cheap motel fizz, vending machine vibe. Garnish? None. It's a wrong turn, after all. Now, how to make this wrong turn? Add rye, coffee liqueur, grapefruit juice, simple syrup, and bitters to a shaker with ice. Shake like you're trying to shake off fate. Strain into a tall glass with fresh ice. Top with ginger ale. The fizz should feel a little chaotic. Serve unadorned, like a drink poured by someone who's already given up. And enjoy. Now, with Wrong Turn in hand, let's do a little course correction and play dress up with Urban Surf Kings. This is Groovy Haberdashery off of Astro Surf A Go-Go, their 2018 release. Groovy Haberdashery by Urban Surf Kings. Check them out on Bandcamp, Apple Music, and Spotify. I featured John Michael Alea's story, Shroud of Idolatry, back in episode 2 of season 2. And in just a few days, March 31st to be exact, his new novella will be released. Having had the opportunity to read an advance copy, I thought I would offer a brief review. Just below, A Deadly Silence story by horror writer John Michael Alea tells the story of one man's symphony of pain played out under the floorboards of his very own life. While the story's body horror grinned at me through a tapestry of shredded lips, Alea deftly built a crescendo of psychological thrills that not only kept me unraveling the clues to his protagonist's plight, but also had me glancing inward at that vast oceanic sadness upon which we all float. Alea's ability to portray graphic immediacy while incorporating strategic symbolism and striking descriptive phrases adds layers of depth to his novella, enabling it to transcend simple genre labels. If you're looking for a quick read that makes you squirm and think and reflect, Just Below by John Michael Alea is the perfect choice. Head on over to Amazon and look up John Michael Alea, last name spelled A-L-A-I-A. Pre-order Just Below, A Deadly Silence story, and check out his full-length novel, The Confession, Justice in Blood. You can also find John Michael Alea on Substack. If you're a friend of the show, you know that when you hear Shady by Mad Gravity Studio, mgstudio.org, it's time for 6-word noir stories. Poolside Noir. Rex Tyre's Deep End. This sequence of 6-word stories is inspired by my novel New Stanton and follows the protagonist Harold Dean from the Starlight Inn's office to the pool area where a skateboarder, Rex Tyre, sits. In the novel, Harold Dean is hoping to get some information about his missing 64 Malibu since he learned that Rex is Robert the Bird's cousin, and Mr. Dean knows that Robert is also on the hunt for his missing Malibu. Poolside Noir. Rex Tyre's Deep End. Part 1. The Starlight Office. Well, Chaz said, the Starlight's pool. His eyes a prologue to disappointment. One problem, Mr. Dean. It's empty. Safety. Smart. No one can drown. Deep end's still dangerous, Mr. Dean. And this Rex just sits poolside. Skateboarder who chased his one obsession. Well, obsession seems rather severe. Only one? Swimming pools, Mr. Dean. Empty ones. Riding swimming pools across the county. He called it the Coraline River. Disappeared. Wound up in New Stanton. Well, maybe I'll ask him some questions. I'm afraid that won't be possible. Why not? I'll just head back. Rex Tyre's catatonic. Basically, a statue. Just staring into the deep end? Intense, Mr. Dean. Rex Tyre, intense. We'll have part 2 of Poolside Noir, Rex Tyre's Deep End, a little later in the show. But now, New Stanton's Neon Mirage Theater presents Back Alley Noir, written by Wade, curator of the DVD Vault on Substack, to help guide those strangers around the world of noir and neo-noir film. And tonight, we take a much-needed detour. Coming in at just 69 minutes, Edgar G. Ulmer's Detour, 1945, is such an efficient, economic, pulpy as hell little picture that nails the "you're fucked" atmosphere James Ellroy identified as the essence of noir. Not a word or a second is wasted in Detour's fantastically tight screenplay with its snappy, almost Hoxian dialogue style, especially in the scenes with the protagonist, Al, and the femme fatale, Vera, whose deliveries are so fast and venomous. Al Roberts, a nightclub piano player from New York, sits in a Reno diner brooding over his past and begins narrating his story of hitchhiking his way west to Hollywood to reunite with the woman he loves. Though hitchhiking was a more common, somewhat socially acceptable practice in the 1940s, Detour points out the inherent peril for the one thumbing it with no idea who they're getting into a car with. In Al's case, he's picked up by a questionable character, and before his journey is over, he's involved in fraud, multiple deaths, robbery, and identity theft. When the movie cuts back to its framing device of Al at the diner counter, there's a great effect with the lighting going dark except a single beam focused on his bleary eyes as he tells the viewer his story. The lighting trick combined with Al's narration effectively reinforce Detour's ominous, fateful mood. Detour's femme fatale and Al's unlikely partner in crime, Vera, just keeps pulling him in deeper and deeper while threatening to turn him in every time he tries to rid himself of her. Their antagonistic relationship is a marvel to see, and they're at their best when juggling hatred and obvious sexual attraction. For a movie that was nearly lost and pieced together from multiple prints, the Criterion restoration looks fantastic and enhances an already cool-looking aesthetic with solid production values. Similar to John Carpenter's cost-effective style, Edgar G. Ulmer stretched every cent of Detour's slim budget to create this fantastic B-noir film. Wade is a lit major and an educator who shares and discusses films through the physical media they're printed on, and he has an impressive movie library of over 2,300 films. For more of his insightful cinematic discussions, please visit his DVD Vault at dvdvault.substack.com. Here's the Akulas with Polonium 210 off of Inundated Land 2023, courtesy of Green Cookie Records. The Akulas, Polonium 210, off of Inundated Land, their 2023 LP, courtesy of Green Cookie Records. Check them out on Spotify, Apple Music, and Bandcamp. Divine Fruit, a Southern Gothic mystery by Zoe Falk. Father Immer ended his service with the usual spell. He addressed the congregation, finger pointed to the open doors. His boisterous voice emphasized the importance of tradition and family ties to Eden. By the grace of his flailed hands, it was easy to see the priest was thrilled to be back in the small town of Cliffville. Father Immer, like so many, was born in the town's only clinic, crawled on the brittle dirt as a boy, and ate the fruit off neighbors' trees. For him, it was like coming home from the murky bowels of war, that being Houston. The people of Cliffville, much like him, regarded progress as a demon of greed. Unfortunately for them, as nearby cities grew, so did the presence of young crowds. The older residents despised the tourists. He'd often hear them gossip in Walmart about their cut clothes and colorful opinions about apple pie and values. And remember, he stressed, we are strong because we are God's chosen. We are a community of faith and peace. Now go and spread this word to those unfortunate enough to drift away. The crowds clapped in the pews. Praise touched Father Immer in hymns and chants. He sucked in the thick air. A whiff of sweat and lavender perfume hit his tongue. Low growls rumbled throughout their bodies. His legs quaked in righteous ecstasy. He felt this way every Sunday after his sermons. Reveled in the glory of speaking his gospel. Oh, how I missed these echoes, he thought with a grin. Houston birthed sinners, but here we are God's borough of glory. Father Immer's joyful demeanor persisted as he shook the frail hands of parishioners as they left. He wished them well with a smile and took the small welcome home offerings they piled on him. Cliffville was known for its range of berries, and since most of the elderly were farmers, being gifted jam was a common occurrence. With his arms full, Father Immer retreated to his apartment in the back of the chapel. Once he was sure no one was near, he dropped the heavy jars into the dumpster. They shattered in a kaleidoscope of reds and blues. Every week they do this, giving bundles of jam, not one damn cent in the collection box. I'm sick of eating it every fucking day. At least in Houston, they paid for their sins in cash. These old folks need to hurry with their retirement checks. Yes, Father Immer loved his town and its ancient tie to piety, but the people living there grew lazy every year. All they do is complain about these kids moving in, but they're no better. It's all sin that's tainting my fine earth, my valuable soil. He spat into the dead flower beds and sauntered inside. The door slammed behind him. That night, Father Immer slept in his flat, creaky bed and dreamed. In it, he stood in his father's chicken fields. Far off was his family home, a gray shotgun house with a bowed ceiling and chipped shutters. Wind chimes, no doubt another of his grandmother's bottle creations, swayed in the gentle breeze. The chicken coop, no more than a dirty shed, echoed soft clucks. His calloused foot took a step toward it. The front door creaked. "Immer?" A shrill voice rang out. "Boy, you better not be stealing from the McCormick's fruit trees again." He whipped around. A soft gasp left him. His mother's portly figure stood in the doorway, one hand curled into her hip, the other holding a leather belt. His heels picked up as he ran toward her. "Mama," he cried, arms outstretched, as he wrapped his arms around the cold shadow. His eyes shot open into the darkness. Dirty hands swiped bleary tears as Immer took in his surroundings. He was sitting in a field. Rows of small bushes cascaded around him. He could not recall whose land he was on, nor how he got there. He wasn't prone to sleepwalking. As he stood, his toes buried themselves into the soft soil. Not a dream, then, he thought, and sucked his teeth. His gaze shifted. Thick clouds covered the moon and stars. Shadows danced between the brambles. All at once, a sweet scent penetrated his senses. He turned. A table with candlelight sat in the middle of the fields, a Thanksgiving feast of glazed turkey. Honeyed rolls in every fixin' he could think of was strewn about. He smacked his lips, having not eaten since evening mass. "You look famished." Father Immer whipped around to see what appeared to be a woman in draping robes and a halo of berries. Her face was round, with caramel eyes, plump cheeks, and pinched lips. Her delicate frame swayed in faint gusts of wind, her shapeless gown the same muted greens and blues of the land. "The Virgin," he gawked. "Our good Virgin of the earth has finally come to rescue me." At once his knees sank into the dark dirt, and his hands reached for her. "My lady," he whined, "has our Lord sent you to deliver this valley from the hypocrisy it produces? Have you come to bathe us in divinity?" "My dearest hatchling," the woman cooed with a soft smile. Her thin fingers cupped his cheeks. "Your devotion to this land and the teachings of the wise is strong. What sins of yours do you wish to impart?" Immer's dirty nails gripped the hem of her robes, his head hid in her warm palms. "Oh," he drawled, "my home has become a sanctuary for blasphemy, my lady. The young refuse to receive communion, and the old have failed to teach them. I, a mere man of humility, have told them time and time again to keep our customs. They do not listen. You know well the sheer stupidity among them, dear saint. I know God. I know when his method is questioned, the newcomers have tainted our holy grounds with interrogation, and the natural-born dwellers are no better. They sit, eat, and complain whilst never bringing them to church." His eyes welled with hot, sharp tears. "I am the only one to see how painful this is. They never give coins to our parish, but shove jars of sickly jam in my mouth. Oh, how they torment me." His voice broke into a howl as his palms left the woman's robes and lifted in prayer. "But I am a follower of our Lord. Surely I have proven myself for sainthood." It was all he had ever prayed for since childhood. His parents would often find Immer hidden in the chapel's baptismal room. In front of the statue of the weeping Christ, he'd whisper detailed instructions on how he wanted his image etched into the stained glass lining the walls in Vatican City. Convinced he'd follow through with his request, Immer abandoned his responsibilities in pursuit of the church, even his high school sweetheart, who tried to convince him she was due for twins. The woman smiled and took his hands in hers. "Rejoice," she beamed, "for you have proven yourself human." Father Immer howled in laughter as he kissed her fingers. His tongue peeked from his chapped lips and without reluctance licked her skin with a reverence saved for lovers. Finally, he could claim his victory, much like St. Peter. Fluttered, wet lashes peered up at the woman. His smile dropped instantaneously. That morning around 6 o'clock, Father Immer's body was discovered in the church's neighboring vineyards. He was found naked, his skin mangled amongst the green branches. News reports described his eyes as being enlarged, the pupils blown. The man's jaw had been broken while his vocal cords were torn apart. Seed-filled dried vomit covered his chin and chest. There was no signs of an assailant, though an autopsy confirmed poison as the cause of death. Zoe Falk is a dark fantasy writer from San Antonio, Texas. Her writing specializes in surrealism, liminal spaces, and dissecting humanity's moral compass. 6-word noir stories. This is Poolside Noir, Rex Tyre's Deep End. Part 2, Rex Enthroned. Long hair, tumultuous beard, poolside stare. Ancient statue eyes, fearsome, white, blind. Gravitas and whimsy, Rex, old boy. Mind? I asked, lifting my bottle. Took a bolt. Didn't think so. Catatonic skateboard warrior. Under a radio transmission, skies. Vanished, the deepest end, his home. Lighting a Chesterfield, I stood listening. Caesar-eyed silence across the prehistoric sea. Rex was broadcasting. Starlight is fire. I'm not sure what you mean, but whatever happened to you, Rex, could have easily happened to me. Coming soon from Heavy Sixer Productions, New Stanton, a novel by Maxwell Vegas. Mr. Harold Dean, a shady alcoholic, just woke up with one hell of a hangover at the Starlight Inn, New Stanton's dingy motel. The only problem is, New Stanton doesn't exist. Join Mr. Dean on this postmodern night journey through buried memories, liminal spaces, and treachery as he searches for his sole means of escape, a blue 1964 Chevy Malibu. Will he be able to find his car before the evil Dr. Freytag does? Can Mr. Dean trust a host of bizarre characters to help him solve the mysteries of his own dysfunction and accept that New Stanton is exactly where he needs to be? The answer to these questions and many more lies scattered across New Stanton, a town that sits on the edge of a dried-up prehistoric sea, a town that exists inside and down. Here's a poem for the detour before we get out the door. This comes from a series of poems called Lenten Poems for Leaden Minds, where I've been writing a poem a day during the Lenten season. Are they religious poems? I believe Jack Kerouac once said, "Everything I write is a prayer to God." At least I think I remember reading that in Gerald Nicotia's critical biography, Memory Babe. Maybe. So, no, and of course, yes. You can read them all at lentonpoems.substack.com. It's free to subscribe, so why wouldn't you? As for that detour, well, here's the poem Another Star. Perhaps you could follow that. Another Star by Maxwell Vegas. There is, dearest Horatio, another star, one who beckons me, all naked silver, whispering radio waves, snatches of soothing tunes, adrift through crushed velvet nebulae, calling, disembodied, free, beyond the sky's philosophy, this wilderness of fractured morality. Yet, I fear there be dragons hidden in the sky's sea, dragons where my refuge be, over the edge, a star that's not a star, and it asks, do you have enough faith to stay where you are? Do you possess enough faith to take one step too far? Amen. Thanks for listening to the Atomic Voodoo Lounge podcast. I'm Maxwell Vegas, and I hope your wrong turn highball got you to the right place. If you're in the mood for something a bit spooky, expertly presented, and well-researched, check out Amy Ennity's The Wandering Soul podcast. Episode 4 explores the Borley Rectory, once known as England's most haunted house. You can find her podcast on Spotify. Also, visit her website, wanderingnyx.com. Also, you can check out the Atomic Voodoo Lounge podcast playlist on Spotify. If you've enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please subscribe at atomicvoodoolounge.com. Did I mention it's free? I always mention it's free. Hey, it's free, and spread the good word. And if you are interested in contributing or being a sponsor, drop me a line and we can discuss the particulars. And don't forget, our 6-word noir challenge is open to subscribers via the Atomic Voodoo Lounge chat. So check out the Atomic Voodoo Lounge on Substack and subscribe. Find out more about Maxwell Vegas and Heavy Sixer Productions at heavysixerproductions.com or maxwellvegas.com, VAGUS. A big thank you to Urban Surf Kings, Green Cookie Records and the Akulas, Mad Gravity Studio for their song Shady, which we used under our good old 6-word noirs. Detour Review by Wade, curator of the DVD Vault on Substack. Southern Gothic mystery fiction Divine Fruit by Zoe Falk. Some sound effects and music used under Creative Commons license. All words and music composed, read, programmed, and or performed by Maxwell Vegas unless otherwise stated. All text, music, and performances copyright Heavy Sixer Productions 2026. All rights reserved. No AI training, please. And remember, Atomic Voodoo Lounge.com.